Is workplace bullying your karma? It could be. This is not victim blaming and shaming. It's just something to consider. I know it has been for me many times. I have Saturn in the 10th house. That means all of my karma hits me right on my career. Check your Saturn placement. By karma, I'm not talking about the concept in Buddhist or Hindu philosophy that I understand is the system of rewards and punishments that you carry with you from lifetime to lifetime. I'm talking about karma as a sort of catch-all umbrella term that I use to describe this boomerang universal law of cause and effect that you experience in this lifetime, because I have not found a better term for it. You receive the energy and the intent that you put out there. You get what you give. What goes around comes around, as the songs say. I believe that workplace bullies get their karma. There is no way these people can do as much damage as they do in the world without facing some sort of repercussion. But what about your karma? Most people don't know when they are getting their karma, and if they do, they don't know what it's for. But a huge part of our healing from narcissistic abuse is to do the one thing that no narcissist or workplace bully will ever do in their lives: the inner work. Turn inward, go within. Do what is called a searching and fearless moral inventory, pretty much the only good thing to come out of the 12-step programs. Do a spring cleaning, clean house, take out the trash, and exorcise the narcissist in ourselves. I know it may not seem like it sometimes, but one of the blessings of narcissistic abuse is that it gives us a remarkable opportunity for our soul's own evolution, growth, and change. I used to puzzle over the meaning of three things: pain, death, and evil. I could not understand how a just God could allow the existence of those things. The first two were easy. Pain lets you know that something is wrong. And if you didn't know you were going to die, you wouldn't do anything. It's a motivator. But evil, that one took me a while. I've come to the conclusion that evil is like gravity. It gives you something to work against. It's your resistance training. I used to hate the cliche, that which does not kill us makes us stronger. If anything, after almost 5 decades of hardcore narcissistic abuse, I do not feel strong. I feel debilitated, sapped of my power and my strength, drained of my energy, like someone sucked the life force out of me, hopeless and helpless, just like everyone always wanted me to be. I've come to the conclusion that sometimes shit happens. Really bad, fucked up, evil shit just happens, and it just sucks. There is no meaning and no lesson. There is no return on your investment. It's a waste of time, money, and energy, and you just cut your losses. But sometimes there is a method to the madness. Yes, sometimes bad things happen to good people. But if workplace bullies get their karma, sometimes so do we. If the gift of narcissistic abuse is to become the anti-narc and the anti-bully, to show up fully present in the world and stand in our authenticity, then we have to be unflinchingly honest about ourselves with ourselves. It's called owning your shit. Workplace bullies are people who are empty, insecure, mind-numbingly superficial, 100% externally focused, psychotically obsessed with power, domination, and control, pathologically jealous, and attention-seeking, who wear a false mask, a fake persona, because they hate themselves, who need to put down other people in order to feel better about themselves, and who enjoy hurting other people. How have you been narcissistic? What are your narcissistic tendencies? We all have them. I'm not saying you are malicious. I'm not saying you are deliberately cruel. But no one passes through this life without hurting someone, intentionally or otherwise. How have you been unfair, unkind, What have you been doing? You know what you've been up to. Do you play with people's hearts? Are you an asshole driver? Do you wage war on your neighbors because they make too much noise? Do you contribute to violence against women every time you objectify women's bodies? Do you trash celebrities on the internet? People feel entitled to do that because celebrities have beauty or money or both. But that's just cyberbullying. How have you been jealous? Jealousy is a bitter pill to swallow. It's a tough one to admit. What are your triggers? How have you experienced hatred, if only in your heart? Do you hate people who have more money than you, who have something that you don't? Do you hold some kind of prejudice for entire groups of people, including your own protected class? Are you fat phobic? Are you transphobic? Did you vote for Trump? Are you a signist? Do you hate Geminis? That one's actually okay. Everyone hates Geminis. Trump's a Gemini. It's like the song from the musical Avenue Q. Everyone's a little bit racist. At the very least, how have you been a bully to yourself? Self-abuse is still abuse. If workplace bullying has been your karma, then thank your angels for the lesson. They say that if you get your karma in this lifetime, you're lucky. That way you don't have to take it with you. I know a lot of people will disagree with me, but I really believe that all the abuse actually cleans your karma. If you are a target of workplace bullying or a victim of narcissistic abuse of any kind, you're actually paying off a ton of karmic debt. It's scripture. The more you curse me, the more you bless me. That's the gospel according to Mariah Carey. That doesn't mean that we develop some sort of sadomasochistic victim complex and start thinking that the pain is good for us, like we deserve it or something. Workplace bullies are living what I call throwaway lifetimes. It's a waste. They have basically solidified for themselves a legacy as always the single most disliked person in any room they have ever been in, and done nothing with their lives but accumulate enemies. If you want to throw a party when they die, I bet you can get a lot of people to come. Workplace bullies do very little growth, evolution, or change in this lifetime because why would they? On an overcrowded, overpopulated planet, there is always another source of supply. Why would they bother to look in the mirror and confront their own ego defenses when they can always focus outside of themselves? That's kind of why they bully. Bullying is just another self-avoiding, self-abandoning behavior. But all that means is that they're going to be right back around in the next lifetime to do all the same shit all over again because they didn't learn anything. The problem is, at this point, human beings no longer have that luxury. Humanity, which is an invasive species, a virus on this planet, is propelling itself full throttle toward its own extinction. We are never going to get it together on climate change. Yes, your soul is on a trajectory of development over the course of multiple lifetimes, but it's not like it was thousands of years ago when we could afford to keep incarnating and reincarnating in 100 lifetimes until we got it right. Trust, you do not want to be here in 100 years. So it would really behoove you to get your shit together in this lifetime. Learn whatever you set out to learn when you chose to incarnate on the earth plane, until you learn to keep your business clean. I hope that helps. Take care.